So as you can see, it's a lot of that residue on the vehicle, and it definitely needs to be cleaned off. Fairly new. I think it's a 2025, I want to say. So we just getting the specs on the vehicle to kind of show you what it looks like. And as you can tell, if you do that right there, the rims are definitely dirty. Same thing on this back side. It's like just a lot of water sling, probably salt on the ground. It's no telling. Then same thing back here. Just super dirty in the back as well. Now time for interior. Door panels are not too bad. Nothing serious. It's really just the floor that needs a good vacuum. Cupboard's not too bad. There's a nice screen in here. I like that. Kind of, you can see the door jambs. Definitely need to be cleaned. Dirt on the seat. Nothing too serious. Show you the passenger side. Door panel kind of bad. And you see those little fingerprint marks right there. Gonna clean those up. Dash not too bad. Even the floors are not too bad. I've seen worse. Seat. So all she wants is an in and out on this vehicle. So it's not gonna be anything hard. She just, like I told her, she just needs a light vacuum and a good wash. It's brand new. It's not like she has super dirty seats or anything like that. So we're not gonna overcharge her or try to overprice the detail on her. We're gonna give her something standard, and then she's actually gonna be able to see the difference between, you know, actually getting it cleaned and detailed out versus how it is now. And then she'll definitely see if she gets stains or anything in the seats, because the seats are cloth. So that can happen down the line, but as of right now, we're not going to charge her for a full detail or anything like that. We're just going to give her a strictly price because it looks amazing. All it needs is just a touch up. So in my wash bucket, I use a microfiber towel. As you can see, just plain microfiber. I kind of like to use a nice clean one that's fresh for the vehicles. I got away from the mitts. I don't know why. I just felt like this is just better to use when washing cars. Now, if the car is, depends on what the car is. Depend on the car. So this car is fairly new. So I want to use like a fresh new microfiber towel on it. You don't have to use wash mitts. You can use kind of anything that's soft and it's going to be on the side, that's going to be touching the paint of the vehicle. Now, this bucket is my tire bucket. This is for the tire. This is for inside the wheelbarrow. This is for the face of the rim. And this is just for like tight spots. I got a soft one and I got a hard, like not too hard, but it's a soft bristle brush too as well. But this is like a, I forgot what kind of brush this is, like a boar hair brush. So it's soft and it's like better for the bolts on the vehicle. All right, so now for all you first time detailers out there, you always want to have a system, right? You want to have a system of how you clean the cars and how you do it. And sometimes you might have to freestyle and do another way, but you always want a system. So me, I always like to start from the outside and work my way in, or say if it's raining, I'll start, or say it's about to rain, I'll start from the inside and work my way out. So you just want to kind of have a system where you down pack. You don't want to come to the detail and just be everywhere, because that's how you forget. So you want to make sure you have like a kind of check off list in your head, or either on your phone or however you have it, just to make sure you hit everything in the vehicle and then be done. Again, starting with the wheel. Just spraying this on. After you become experienced with detailing them products and what you want to use, I mean, there are products out there that you don't need a lot of spray on the tire, and you can kind of just spray it on and spray it off, and you'll be good. But majority of the times I like to show it, you know, the way I learned and how I did it starting off. And I feel like, not saying it's the best way, but you know, as time goes on, you'll figure out what way works best for you. And in some situations, say you got multiple cars and you have not a lot of time, of course I would like to use the more stronger tire cleaner that that's able to spray on and spray off on the wheels, just because I got multiple cars and it's a lot of people going on. So I just spray it on, spray it off. And if it does leave some spots or something, I'll go back and, just hit those with a brush. But other than that, majority of the time it usually takes off everything, especially if they're clients that are maintenance. It doesn't take that much cleaning for those vehicles. But this one right here hasn't been cleaned in a while, you can kind of tell. So you want to do a nice thorough cleaning on it. So we're gonna do these two tires, these two wheels, just to kind of show any new detailers that are tuning in how you need to just clean a tire. And me, I do like to overspray. You don't need that much product on your tire, but I do like to overspray. So that's just who I am. And that'll always just be me. So don't criticize me on my videos. All right, again, for any first-time detailers, what you'll do is you'll start from, you don't have to, but I like to start from the top. Strategy that I use, start from the top, spray down, because the water is going to come down anyway. So I usually start from the top and spray down. That's like some bird poop right here. That's why the pressure washer is key. So I can kind of just spray that off for you. So for new detailers too as well, you'll like to start from the top and come down, and you just go back and forth or up and down. You do not want to go on circular movements. This will help you prevent scratches and swirls on the vehicle, and that's what the foaming does too as well. It helps you prevent the scratches and swirls just because it's so much soap and lubricant on the vehicle that it doesn't really have the chance to just be kind of like, just, how can I explain it? Your microfiber or your wash mitt doesn't have a chance to just be directly on the actual paint of the vehicle. So again, you want to start from top to bottom, and you also want to go in like sections. And when I get on that side, I'll show you from a different angle too as well. So in Atlanta, when it's cool like this, it's probably about 40 something degrees, which is not that cold to me. But it's good for car wash weather, because as you see, like, it's gloomy out here. It's real gloomy. No sun to like beam down on the vehicle, so the soap kind of sticks on there, stays on there. So that's good for, you know, videos like this where I'm talking to you and I'm able to wash and clean at the same time and take my time, you know, because when you're first starting detailing, it's not going to be easy, you know. You're going to start off and your detail may take 4 hours to do, you know, 2 hours, 3 hours. I remember I was so detail oriented that I was doing cars in 7 hours, man, like full details. And now I'm nowhere near that. You know, I probably get done with a full detail by myself in like 3-4 hours. Just knowing the system and knowing what to do for real. So it's just those things like that. All right, time to spray off the vehicle. And also sometimes, like, you know, the door jambs are bad. You can kind of spray them out with the pressure washer. For her, she has a brand new car, so there's no necessary need, but I'm just kind of showing you what you should do if her door jambs are like bad. And like spray the bottom here. Come on this way. You can also take this nozzle off the front tip and, you know, shoot it normally, and it'll wipe it down too as well. But Really with the door jambs, you just want it to be some lubrication there, some type of water, because you're gonna go over it with a microfiber towel anyway. And it's going 9 times out of 10, water will clean the door jambs. Certain door jambs, they're a little bit more dirty and you need to spray them out, but majority of them in brand new cars, they not that bad. Now, when it comes to drying towels, you can either have, more like a smaller one. It's kind of like 16 by 16. If you say you got a smaller car, you got coupes, things of that nature, you'll use something like this. And sometimes you might need a bigger one if you got those big vehicles, something like this size, that's huge. You know what I mean? So it can take up a huge part of the car, and it dries super fast, so it's not gonna be that long drying big vehicles with something like this. And I feel like something like this that's this big, you can at least dry like 3 to 4 cars, just depending on how big they are, easily. So you just pick your poison when it comes down to certain drying towels. You can get the big Bertha ones, or you can get the smaller compact ones. Just depends on what you like. So I kind of show you the difference. With the smaller ones, as you see, because they dry pretty good. It'll take up that much space. So something about that size. So as you see, there's the water. That little square right there, it dried up. That small towel did. And now we'll use the bigger towel, kind of show you what it can do. It kind of can take up the small side and this side, take up more than what it can, just in one little swipe. So I'm gonna use this bigger towel to dry the car with, since it's gonna take a less time to use. And sometimes, depending on how cold it is, or say even at nighttime when when the sun is not really out, or say it's coming to evening, using a blower is good too as well, because that can help you out with drying process, right? Like blowing down the car, especially if it's ceramic coated, that'll definitely help out when drying a vehicle down. And again, when you dry cars, especially when you get to the back where the actual name is of the vehicle, you want to be careful back there, just because the letters can easily get tangled in your drying towel. So be careful. That bad boy popping. And towels like this too as well, they work better when they're a little wet. Like after they start picking up water, they work even better. I like that. So the strategy I like to use when it comes to interior, I always start off hitting the door jambs first. So I'll be wiping this area down. It already has water on it majority of the time, so it's already lubricated. And since this car it's brand new really, it's not really that dirty. This is gonna be easy to kind of clean. And just kind of give you an example of what you would do. I mean, you can sit down and do it like that, but usually I will be outside standing and getting it done that way. All right, so when it comes to cleaning the interior of the vehicle, I usually use about 2, maybe 3 items. I always use an interior brush, or I use a Ninja scrubbing pad. I either use the white side or the black side, doesn't matter, to scrub down. In a vehicle this new, you don't, as a detailer, you don't have to really use tools like that, just depending on how bad the vehicle is. This vehicle is not that bad. So a lot of times, man, you can just spray the chemical into the microfiber and just wipe down majority of the stuff. Sometimes it doesn't even need chemicals, just because it's so brand new that it's not bad. Like, I'm looking at this right now and it doesn't really need any type of brushes to go into any cracks or crevices, because there's nothing, it's just dust. So it's like, that's what I'm kind of wiping down right now. It's not like she has been driving and eating chicken wings at the same time and has sauce all over the place, you know what I mean? So this is a standard vehicle, nothing too much, not really bad. So on a door panel like this, it's really not that dirty, but I would say the fastest way to clean it is with a Ninja scrubbing pad, and you just spray you just spray the Ninja scrubbing pad and you just scrub it down. It doesn't matter where you start from, how you do it, you just scrub the door down. And I feel like this is the best situation when you're cleaning doors. I mean, you can use a detailed tool brush, an interior brush if you want to. I mean, again, you'll just have to spray it too as well. Like, spray it, and then, you know, however you'll clean a door panel with a brush too. So it's just up to you how you want to do it or clean it. I always like to use Ninja scrubbing pad because it's just a lot faster to me, a lot quicker, especially when that heat is out too as well. Kind of just want to hurry up, clean, and get it over with. And sometimes this right here takes too long. But it is good for getting inside like door jams like this. I mean, it is good to get inside like the cup holder area as well. And then you just come along and wipe it down, dry it off. So when it comes to cleaning windows, I use a different type of microfiber. I just make sure I know which ones are which. So the orange ones you see I use are more for like wiping down and cleaning the interior, and the green ones I use are more for glass. So I'm gonna use this now to clean her screen, windows, things in that nature, and be done. All right, we down to the last thing of the vehicle, which is vacuuming. We about to vacuum this junk, knock it out. It's not bad, so it's gonna be a quick job. Let's get to it.
Y'all don't forget to go like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.